Level cap increase, boys! Hello guys, in today's video I'm gonna tell you everything about the new way of gearing in Lost Ark. They've released an article which explains quite in detail what their ideas are for the way players in this MMORPG will be progressing through the game, through item levels, through gear, etc. I am so excited, and I know that it's already been a couple of excited videos, but all of this, what's happening in August with Lost Ark in Korea and eventually in Russia and obviously for the West, is the best news MMO wise that I have ever heard in the past 9 years. They are changing everything to make people happy. They're changing everything according to all of the complaints that they've had. Let's get into the specifics, and I don't want to start with this right here. No, I want to start with this sentence right here. This is the highlight of everything to me, and this represents exactly what their ideas are and how cool this is. You can use the equipment you are currently wearing as the main material to grow, or you can get the options you want from newly acquired equipment. Now, this to me represents what they want to do with Lost Ark and how they want to please people. They want people to have fun farming in the game. They want people to have fun acquiring gear. Gear is no longer in Lost Ark something that, hey, the gear doesn't matter, nobody cares, only the acrasium and enchanting and this matters, and that's a grind, that's a daily boring homework. They want to change that completely. And even if this sentence, I know myself that it doesn't apply to every single aspect of the game, this is where they're going towards. They want you to get gear so you can grow your current gear and change its stats and apply stats from this to that and change the quality of your current gear with the gear that you just got as a drop. It's a beautiful direction in which they want to go with. But now, having that said, let me just go from the beginning. This we talked about. This is like a basic description of the changes. Equipment growth system. They want to have more opportunities to acquire equipment items. This is a picture from the new version of the Chaos Dungeons that's going to be available. And as you can see, there are a lot more, let's say, drops of different qualities also. There's gonna be soul stones that will drop from Chaos Dungeons and all sorts of gear pieces which you can use later on to grow in one way or another your equipment that you have, or even use those as a piece and use the one that you have as a growth material, right? So they wanna give more out to the people from Chaos Dungeons, from raiding, from the abyssal dungeons that are gonna be available, etc. All of these except PvP. PvP remains untouched in terms of rewards, how much you get, when do you get things, the weekly caps, etc. They said this specifically in this article, that everything that is here is related to PvE content. Another cute change is the fact that they want to give purpose to these dots right here, however you want to call them. You cannot call them polishing levels because dropped gear is not polishable, but the point is that these things are actually going to mean something, and it's going to be reflected in the extra stats that you get here per specific type of gear. Armors will give you some particular stats, we're going to read about them. Weapons are going to give you some others, etc. But the more quality your piece that you have dropped gets, the more you get for this particular stat. For example, this one, 2 stars of quality, has plus 2.44, and this one has plus 4.20. This is weapon, I've translated this is weapon extra damage, sorry, that your character does to that PvE encounter. This is an interesting thing because not only it makes people want to go to more Chaos Dungeons and farm them and farm for gear, that's what they want to make people do, and that their feedback that they got from people, that they don't want acrasium shit, daily gates and this like this. They want people to have the freedom to farm, and this is one of the little changes that they've done to make people more encouraged to do that. Weapon quality, which is the dots here, affects additional damage, armor affects physical defense, magical defense, etc. I'm gonna link you this article if you wanna, like, you know, browse through every single thing. We're gonna focus on, you know, the main things here. Another important and interesting and game-changing thing is the tripod effect that they wanna add on weapons and armor. You heard that right. Weapons and armor, starting with August, are gonna affect your skill build, and your tripod choices, the ones that you have there selected for your class, that's your build, those can be further enhanced by weapons and armor. How it works is actually very simple. This weapon right here has 2 tripod +1s, right? It gives more to that particular perk of the tripod. Let me just quickly find a picture of a tripod and show you. For example, right here, this is how kind of it looks. So if you take this piece of gloves, for example, you can see that this piece of gloves has this particular skill of your class, which is right here. It gives it level 3. So this skill, on top of what it already does, as you look at it from the skill build, it adds 2 more levels to it, so it does more of that thing that you want it for, right? A skill that gives you, let's say, immunity to CC might have a tripod perk on a weapon or an armor that gives you immunity to CC for a longer time, or it makes the skill cooldown lower so you can use it more often. This is a very interesting and very intriguing way of connecting gear with your skill build and with your character's playstyle actually. If, for example, I have actually translated this picture, so I'm gonna show you the translated version. For example, this one right here, yeah? This is the basic version of this particular skill, right? Now, this one is a level 1, a basic thing. The damage reduction is increased by 20%. Now, if you get this perk from a weapon or a piece of armor, this is a level 3 version of this tripods selection, and it increases damage by 24.8%. This is just an example. There's a lot of tripods, right, in Lost Ark for each class. Some of them are not useful. You don't like some tripods, you always select another. You have to farm that particular gear or weapon or armor that has the tripod that you're interested in for your particular build, and then try to boost that specific selection by getting the necessary tripods on your gear. And that's gonna be really easy to do because, again, they want to focus on ease of access, etc. It's this panel right here. So if for example you get a blue weapon, right? Let's say you get you're wearing this and you're getting this blue one as a drop from a chaos dungeon. It has a level 1 of this particular perk of a particular skill of a tripod for your class. You don't want this. You hate this, or you don't want this, you hate this. You will take this perk that you love, even though it's a level 1 perk, it's not the best thing, can be level 3 also, but just saying, for starters, you take this perk, you pay 3,000 shillings and you move this perk all the way here because you don't like this, you don't want this, you don't play this perk ever on this particular gear. If you want, let's say, to be completely a perfectionist in Lost Ark, you would have to have 2 sets of gear from now on, because one set of gear maybe you want to boost some perks for raiding, and another set of gear you want perks that are for the cube dungeon or for farming, like massive AoEs. You want to boost those, you don't want single target kind of things. Super interesting, and it's so easy to do. It doesn't require anything besides a little bit of shillings, and this is a nothing amount of shillings as well, just because they want to encourage this and people to play this and to create their character and tie it up to the skill build. How cool can this be, to tie up in Lost Ark character, gear and skill build all as one unit? Super impressive. Very happy with this. Yeah, another thing that I personally don't understand what's going on is the fact that there seems to be like some sort of a wardrobe kind of thing where you can save your stats, right? You can extract stats from something and save it in the wardrobe, like these perks, these tripod perks, and then when you want them you can just use them. I'm gonna look at this when this comes out, because from the translation, unfortunately, I don't understand it. Another thing that they wanna do is to set up an alert. they want to set up an alarm. They give you the option of setting up an alarm for let's say you've looted a piece of gear that has a tripod perk that you've been looking for. You've selected it from here. I want to be alerted when this particular tripod skill, one of these perks, whichever one I want, drops on one piece that I loot, so that you wouldn't have to scroll over each piece in case you have 100 pieces of armor like this guy, or you farm like a maniac. Hey, does this one have it? Does this one have it? Does this one have it? And all the time read. This is such a little insignificant thing, but it's so big at the same time, and it shows me once again how much attention to detail and polish these guys that create Lost Ark have. Just saying, an alert that shows you this icon next to the piece that has something that you've selected to be notified for. Equipment grade and upgrade. This is how you change the grade of your equipment. Most of you are familiar with this particular thing. It's in the game now also, but it's gonna be obviously different when the game comes out, in the sense that whatever you know now about tier 3 gearing and hey, I need this and I need to go to that smelter, and you can forget about most of that. How this new version is that you have a particular weapon that is a enchanted +9 harp, and then with a particular item, one piece of this item only, one piece, yeah, so it's not 100 of these and 6 different items here that you need to do this. A bit of shillings, you get to a better quality this, it keeps you the +9, and it also improves the extra stats because you've improved the grade of the weapon. Nothing really out of the ordinary here, right? Equipment succession. This is also something interesting where, as I've told you before, it keeps, right? From this particular purple, you get the already +9 enchanted, so it keeps the enchantment at absolutely no extra cost. So there's no items here that you need as an extra, right? It's only a little bit of the shillings, which is very, very good news. Very good news. Again, another change that facilitates the new player and the player who... Most players, can I just say it like that? Most MMORPG players these days are... I don't even know how to call them. Teenagers, let's call them like that, right? And they don't want to that old school grind, that old school endless Lineage 1 grind that takes you 65 years to be the best. And it's very legitimate for today's world. Lost Ark adapts to that with all of these changes that I've just mentioned in this article, right? Point number 3 is called Other Growth Systems. And it says Skill Rune. A new system will be added to give each skill a special effect that I want. If you are regretful about a powerful but mana consuming skill cycle, use a rune that reduces the mana cost of a spell. Wow, this is absolutely game changing. If you would forget anything we talked about so far, this thing right here completely changes the way builds and skills and who you meet and what they can do is done. Wow. Skills that are easily cancelled due to a hit in battle, like for example stagger, right? A skill that doesn't offer you stagger immunity even, there's plenty of those, can also be equipped with an immunity rune over the shot to strike a certain blow to the enemy. Wow. So you can make skills that are normally not stagger immune, right? It doesn't give you stagger immunity. Give you stagger immunity by assigning a rune to them. A skill rune is... How many runes are there? Are there purple runes that give you immunity to frost and stun? Maybe? This is ginormous. This is giant. A skill rune is a system that attaches to a skill and gives special effects when using the skill. Skill runes can be obtained through various contents such as Book of Adventure, Raid, etc., Cash Shop maybe, and the higher the difficulty level, the higher the skill rune. Wow. Once acquired, skill runes can be equipped and dismounted at no additional cost in the combat skill UI. Okay, so I just got I just got slapped in the face again for the manyth time because I'm such a sleazy Westerner, and all I think when I see this, obtained through various means, cash shop, right? But Lost Ark quickly slaps me on the cheek and tells me that, hey man, hey Westerner, hey boy, you can take these runes out and save them for another time whenever you want at no cost at any time. They don't get destroyed. You don't have to purchase again from the cash shop. You don't have to farm again that content if you already got that particular rune that you're interested in. Wow, these are changes for the masses. This is gonna be one hell of an MMORPG. Skill runes are shared on a per expedition basis. Okay, so they want to slap me on the second cheek as well right now. And all characters in the expedition can be used in combination with each skill. So all of these runes are shared on your account. So you don't have to, if you may ever make an alt, you don't have to again on that alt farm all of these runes to get them. Wow, imprinting system. Oh really? Sealbooks are still here, my boys. In season 2, imprinting is changed in such a way, this is the sealbooks, that the level of imprinting is determined by adding up the accumulated imprinting activity points. Wow, so the more you get that particular sealbook, the more it grows in level, that particular effect, and the better the effect is also. Well, I mean, it's the same as before, right? Actually, it's not the same as before, because before you needed a specific number in order to unlock a fixed value of that particular sealbook. And now you have the sealbook from the get-go, but instead of 20% armor reduction, it's probably gonna give you 5%. And then the more of these things you get and keep right-clicking them in your bag, the more value is gonna get. Super interesting. You can get additional activity points can be obtained from crafted ability stones and ornaments. Wow, really? So it's no longer like using those seal books. The seal book itself has been removed from the game. You can get additional activity points by giving ornaments the effect of the imprinted collected through the inscription. Right, so you have to put a seal book, then what? Remove that, dismantle that ring, and you get points for that particular seal book. Very interesting. I cannot wait to see how it actually works. Cool. Basic engraving activity points have been added to trinkets, items to obtain engraving activity points. Alright, so there are a couple of basic seal books already on accessories, and then if you farm those accessories, again it's all about farming your stuff, not purchasing from the cash shop, and the ease of farming. Then you can dismantle those probably and get some seal books, right? And do you need to farm those accessories that have already on them the good seal books, right? Like Backstabbing Master, etc. You farm those, you have a chance to drop them with Backstabbing Master, and then you disenchant and you get more into your Backstabbing Master as a perk here in your character, so that you can place this seal book, this attribute, on other future accessories. Very intrigued by this whole thing. Not gonna read it anymore. It's a really nice change, obviously, but it's just a really nice change. At the season 2, imprinting system has been reorganized. The life imprinting and some general imprints will be deleted. Okay, cool. So there's no more life related seal books, like helps you carry more things. A little bit of UI change here, right? Other than that, everything is... Oh no, look at this change. Look at this change, my boys. 75 shillings. 75 shillings to reroll your things, of course, because they want new players to have fun in here, and everyone just to have fun in Lost Ark instead of grinding for shillings to do all of my ability stones. Clap, clap, my boys. The card system changes from season 2 to collectible content that gives characters stats. What? The card system changes to collectible content that gives characters stats. Only this part right here we're interested, my boys. Wow. Wow, so many changes. 2 sets of something, or tier 2 of some card. 7% reduction in damage to lower and normal monsters. It is insane how much they are changing this MMORPG just to make everyone happy. 2 sets of Faithful. Wait, 6 Awakening. 10 Awakening. That means 2 sets of... So Awakening is the card Awakening, right? That you do at specific points after you get enough experience on the card. So 2 sets of cards that... Or 2 cards, no, 2 cards, right? So 2 cards that are, this one has 5 Awakening, and let's say this one has 4, that's 9 Awakening. So you would get this one right here at 6 Awakening. How to make cards 100% useful? Give people stats. And you know what's gonna happen after this video, if you're watching up until this point and you know that this is coming? You are going to go to the broker and buy all of the cheap cards, because people are going to need them and people are going to buy them because obviously everyone wants this. So, you know, make some gold in Russia, my boys. All illustrated book, blah blah blah. Okay, so we already know about the card system. Let's go point number 4. Expansion of character level and skill level. Level cap increase, boys. Wow, this is also coming. Really? This is also coming. Look, this guy is level 51.08. Man, this changes so many things. Is there gonna be level 55 only content? Is there gonna be level 60 plus content only? This MMORPG is nothing like it was before. Honestly, I need to redo every single one of my Lost Ark videos, every single one, and I have over 100, except the PvP ones. PvP is Gucci, my boys. Each time a character's battle level rises, you can earn additional skill points and stats. The maximum number of combat skills has been extended to level 12, so characters above level 55 can increase level to 11, and characters above level 60 can level up to 12. Due to the added skill points starting from season 2, 8 skills registered in the skill slot. All of them will be able to activate until tripod level 3. So all of your 8 skills on your bar can be made to tier 3 tripod. This is kinda lame, in my personal opinion. There always have to be a choice. And yeah, sure, there's a choice of skills, and yeah, sure, there's many choices with how you do your tripods with the new gear that gives you tripod things. But just to have like 8 skills there, and you know all of them are maxed out because you don't need any other skills. Yeah, it's yeah, a little bit kappa kappa. That's why I shared the variety of news in season 2. A letter from Lisa, my girl, thank you so much. This was fantastic news. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you in my next video, in which I talk about the housing system. This one I already recorded yesterday because the article was out then, but I felt that the video about gear is more important, even though tomorrow I am going to say, hey, why is there a card as a reward from a chaos dungeon at level 50? Because I thought they removed it, right? Because they said that in the patch notes. But obviously today we understood that the card system is not removed. It just gives you stats, my boys. I wish you lots of love. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are so as excited as I am. I highly recommend right now that you would download the Korean version of Lost Ark. Get yourself an account. I have my link in the description below on how to play Lost Ark in Korea. It's still up to date. It takes you a few minutes. You get the game. You experience this before anyone else gets to experience it, and after you've played this version of Lost Ark, which is gonna be what we also get in the West, then come back to my channel and let me know, how is the game now? Are you excited for it now, or are you still as pissed off as you were before? Didn't like Acrasium, didn't like the daily tasks, etc. I wish you guys lots of love once again. Stay safe, and see you really soon.